It's February 2026. The Grammy Awards just happened at Crypto.com Arena on February 1st. And in a few days, Super Bowl LX lands on February 8th at Levi's Stadium. And honestly, that's the perfect metaphor for what crypto has become. Because 10 years ago, crypto was like an underground gig in a sweaty basement, confusing, loud, and someone was definitely selling you something with guaranteed returns. Now it's a stadium tour. Same music, bigger speakers, more lawyers. Today, I want to tell you a story. How crypto changed in the last 10 years, what actually shaped the market, and what it takes to succeed now. Not with magic calls, but with a system. And the punchline is simple. In 2026, your biggest edge isn't a coin. It's a community. Not community like a telegram full of rocket emojis. Community like a small group of people with rules, process, accountability, and a shared scoreboard. A consistent watch list. Weekly KPIs. A culture that doesn't pretend drawdowns are character building. They're not. They're pain with a lesson attached. Let's rewind. Back in 2016, crypto was optimistic in a very specific way. People believed code could replace trust. Smart contracts were the new frontier, and the biggest risk management tool was hope. Then came the DAO hack. A vulnerability got exploited, funds got siphoned, and the Ethereum community faced a question that still defines crypto culture. Do we reverse the damage? Or do we accept the chain's history as immutable? That moment taught crypto something brutal and valuable. The market doesn't just price technology, it prices social consensus. Because in the end, blockchains are technical systems wrapped in human coordination. Crypto is always tech plus people plus incentives, never just tech. Then 2017 happened, and crypto discovered rocket fuel, attention. ICO fundraising exploded. Every project had a white paper, every white paper had a token, and every token had a Telegram group that spoke exclusively in motivational quotes. That era proved something that still matters. Narratives can move faster than fundamentals. When something is new, the story gets priced first, and the reality shows up later, sometimes years later, sometimes never. The 2017 lesson was that distribution beats perfection. The market rewarded what spread, not what was best engineered. And yes, this is also when many people learned the phrase, "I got in early," often said right before getting in late. 2018 was the first great reality check bear market. The market looked in the mirror and said, okay, maybe not every token needs a valuation higher than a regional bank. Prices collapsed and the culture changed. It filtered out people who were only here for price and left the people willing to build through boredom. Because the real villain in crypto isn't volatility. It's time. When the candles stop, attention leaves. When attention leaves, weak projects die. Strong projects quietly compound. The 2018 lesson, survival is a strategy. If your plan can't survive a boring market, it's not a plan, it's a mood. Then in 2020, crypto leveled up. DeFi Summer showed that the industry could build functioning financial primitives at scale. Lending, borrowing, automated market making, yield farming, composability, Lego money. It was exciting, and it was chaotic, and it taught the market a second-order truth. When incentives are strong enough, people will invent entire economies overnight. Sometimes they're sustainable. Sometimes they're elaborate, beautifully engineered ways to speedrun insolvency. The 2020 lesson, mechanisms matter. If you don't understand how yield is generated, you don't understand what you own. In 2021, crypto had its culture takeover. NFTs went mainstream, and crypto proved it wasn't just finance, it was media. A token became a financial instrument and a meme and a community badge and a coordination tool. That's powerful because liquidity follows culture. And it's dangerous because when attention rotates, your liquidity rotates with it. The 2021 lesson, if your thesis ignores culture, you'll get blindsided. Then 2022 arrived with consequences. Terra collapsed. Leverage unwound. Big names fell. And the market was reminded of a truth that still isn't fully priced. Counterparty risk is not optional. A lot of people didn't lose money because crypto is risky. They lost money because they outsourced custody and trust to entities that were, in hindsight, aggressively unserious. At the same time, Ethereum executed the merge, a major technological milestone that showed the core infrastructure could still ship through chaos. 2022 was both a credibility catastrophe and a technology milestone. The lesson: systems beat personalities. And custody is not a feature, it's a responsibility. 2023 was the rebuild year. Less glamorous, more foundational. The industry focused on boring work, compliance, audits, better infrastructure, and trying to re-earn trust. And trust is slow. 2024 brought legitimacy rails into clearer view. ETFs opened a bigger on-ramp, and the halving reinforced the hard money narrative. Those weren't just price catalysts, they were infrastructure. Access changes everything. Markets don't just move on belief, they move on pathways for capital. By 2025, regulation moved from theory to reality. Firms started operating in a world where rules were actually landing. Love it or hate it, markets love predictability. The 2025 lesson: the market rewards what can survive scrutiny. If your business model breaks when rules show up, it was never a business model. Now we're in 2026. Crypto is embedded in arenas, stadiums, brand deals, and culture. But the hardest part of succeeding is still the same. You have to survive your own psychology. That's why the real how to win now isn't just research. It's process plus people. Here's the 2026 playbook. First, your edge isn't being smart. It's being consistent. You don't beat crypto with genius. You beat it with repetition. A good community doesn't chase 50 new coins a week. It tracks the same scoreboard: liquidity and flows, leverage positioning, adoption signals, key narratives, invalidation levels. The goal is evidence over time. In crypto, a single data point is a vibe. A data set is a thesis. Second, community gives you the one thing you can't buy: emotional regulation. You don't blow up because your thesis is wrong. You blow up because your behavior changes mid-trade. Real community is accountability, pre-trade plans, position sizing rules, post-trade reviews, a shared no-revenge trading policy, and someone willing to say, "Mate, you're not early, you're ignoring liquidity." Community isn't just social, it's risk management. Third, the new meta is signal literacy, not alpha leaks. In 2017, you could win by finding information first. In 2026, information is everywhere. It's not scarce. It's noisy. The edge becomes filtering, interpreting, and not confusing volume with truth. The best communities build shared filters: what counts as a catalyst, what counts as adoption, what invalidates the thesis. That's how you stop getting played by the timeline. Fourth, you need rules that survive regime shifts. Over 10 years, crypto has flipped regimes again and again. ICO mania, DeFi, NFTs, leverage winter, ETFs, regulation. A community that works in 2026 has a process that survives all of them. Liquidity first, size second, thesis third, time horizon explicit, invalidation always defined. No, I'll just hold until it comes back therapy sessions. Fifth, community isn't hype. It's infrastructure. The best communities behave like small research desks, weekly dashboards, shared watch lists, assigned coverage, and a culture where saying "I don't know" doesn't reduce your status. Because "I don't know" is underrated alpha. In crypto, pretending certainty is how you get punished. So how has crypto changed in 10 years? It went from basement gig to stadium tour, from Wild West to rules arriving, from vibes to plumbing, ETFs, regulation, infrastructure. But what didn't change? Greed and fear, attention cycles, leverage traps, and the fact that the hardest opponent is still you. That's why the modern edge is community, not a mob, not a cult, but a disciplined group with a shared process. If you want to succeed now, don't ask, "What coin will pump?" Ask, "What process will keep me alive long enough to be right?" Because the winners aren't the ones with the hottest take. They're the ones still here 10 years later.